Hey guys, it's Alan Womble here, and in this video I want to show you a way that you can take your passive referral partnerships that are dormant, that you've known for ages, through to active referral partnerships that are constantly referring you clients, okay? And I want to give you a really simple framework on how you can think about it so that you can take it in your own time, think about each one of these factors and think, okay, where is the bottleneck in the relationship that I've got that's not resulting me in getting consistent referrals from these partners, right? So first things first, the best way I thought about it is to start it in some sort of a framework, right? So at the very top, you've got here your service. So like anything, right? Like imagine if you are going to go and buy a car, for example, okay? And the car has a lot of different features and benefits to it, but if you don't exactly know what the features and benefits are of that product or service, then you'll never see the value on it, okay? So the first things first is the service. So let's say if you're a financial planner and you're trying to build a relationship with an accountant or a mortgage broker or a solicitor, financial planners are really broad, right? It's a broad industry. You might do super, you might do insurance, you might do investments, you might do debt reduction strategies, you might do UK pension, but you name it, right? It's so broad, okay? And so therefore there's no reference point or understanding of the true service that you provide and the outcomes that come out of it for people to see the value. So first things first is you want to make sure that your referral partners, even though they know you and they like you, they know your business, do they understand your service intricately, okay? And if they do, then tick, okay? And if they don't, and if you feel like they don't, and you'll probably know this deep down inside, then this is where you got to start, okay? You put in the work here. And you might do this by booking in a session with them and walking them through your process or taking them through some examples of customers that you've worked with, how they've gone through your process, and then what's come out the other side, okay? So second is service. Next is the value, right? So if people understand your service and what the outcome is, they will understand what the value is, okay? But if they don't ask them what the value is, then a simple question you can ask them, okay, let's say you had a customer that came in, okay, and asked you about a financial planner. Would you feel comfortable to refer that customer to myself? And if the answer is yes, like a confident yes, then you know it's good, okay? If the answer is yeah, or probably, or anything short of a strong yes, then you know that they don't see the value in your service. So then what you have to do as a result is then you need to go back to service, okay, and see that they understand them. One thing you can even do potentially is your referral partners is you can offer to take them on as a client. And if you're able to get them on as a client, okay, and they can see the value in your service, all this stuff is really just going to fall into play, okay? But this isn't the end of it, okay? So first is service, they need to understand it. Second is value, okay? They need to see the value in actually referring someone to you. Now, from there, after that, then there's going to be a couple other things. One is autonomy, okay? You want to find out, are they the decision maker in the business, okay? Or do they work with someone else at the moment? You might be working with a referral partner who isn't the decision maker, or you might know them or be mates with them. But if they're not the decision maker, or if they don't have the autonomy to refer outside of that process, then there's not very much you can do, okay? It's out of your hands. But you can ask additional questions to find out about the person, like, would the decision maker see value in referring to me, or like, you know, referring clients to me? Do you think they would see the value, or what potential challenges would you see, and what would stop them from referring to me, for example? And then you might find out what those are, and then you might book in a meeting with the decision maker or the business owner of that firm, and then you go through the same process again, okay? So that gives you a next step. Doesn't necessarily mean it's dead, it just means that you know that that's where you have to spend your time, okay? Next is time, okay? And when I say time, it might mean bad timing, for example. So the firm might be just working on a bunch of different projects at the moment. And so then what you want to do is you want to focus on, okay, how your service can be integrated into their existing processes so that it doesn't cause them extra time to refer. If you really think about it deep down, in order for someone to refer to you, it might be just one simple conversation, an email or an SMS to you with their details so you can contact them, or they might just book them straight into your calendar, right? So bad timing. Or, the time it takes, okay, to refer. If there's a lot of friction in referring to you, then ultimately, then most people aren't just going to do it, right? Aren't going to do it, okay? Unless there's true value where you created sort of that win-win-win approach, like I mentioned in another video, but that's just another thing. And then lastly is fear. And then people might just be scared because they've just never had that kind of conversation with people, or they're worried that if they do, it's going to tamper their existing relationship that they have with their clients as well. So you want to find that is a fear because they've never done it before, okay? Or they might have fear from being burnt by a previous relationship that might have worked with a financial planner in the past, and it just didn't work out well. They sent a referral, they referred them, no one got back to them, or they just couldn't help that person. So if that's the case, you want to find out exactly where that is. If you can sense it, that they're in fear, so if you tick this, they've got full autonomy, they've got the time, or they haven't raised this as an issue, most likely the issue is internal fear. And either fear because they've never had that conversation with people before, and if you get that, you can sort of have conversations by giving them scripts or examples or content so that they can circulate it so it's easy to start with. Or if they've had a bad past experience, you want to find out like what was the nature of that experience, what actually happened in the past. And you want to keep asking clarifying questions to actually get to the root cause. I'll bet you that if you sat down and thought about a lot of the conversations that you've had, you'll think afterwards, I don't know if that was actually true. Like my gut feel, I could sense that what they told me on face value and what was probably under the surface is two different things. So one thing that's definitely going to help you is asking clarifying questions, okay? So if someone gives you some sort of broad answer and says, okay, we worked with an advisor, but it didn't work out. Okay, and when you say it didn't work out, what specifically didn't work out about them? Oh, okay, well we sent them a client and they just never got back to them. Okay, got it. And apart from that, what else didn't work out about it? And it's just, you want to just get deeper and deeper and deeper so till you get to the root cause. And then you understand what you're working with. You just got to fix that thing, or this thing, or this thing, or this thing, and you know that is going to smooth out any bottlenecks, and it's going to be a different process to what they would have experienced within the past, okay? There's a few other things. You'll probably see there's a bunch of other videos that you can watch on how to optimize for these win-win-win referral partnerships and how to be able to book in meetings to get these referral partnerships in the first place. But hopefully this gives you an understanding, okay? If you've got referral partners that you know where it's just passive and it's dormant, okay, and you're wondering it's not going anywhere, this can be a really simple framework for you to understand where the actual bottleneck is. And once you know what to fix as well. So hopefully that gives you some context, right? If you're watching this and you're thinking, Alan, I definitely have some referral partnerships. I'd like to get some help on how I can implement this framework and also take this framework and go get more referral partnerships, then there should be a link you can book in a call. You don't have to, it's absolutely fine. But hopefully this gave you some context so that you can go about doing these things for yourself and take your current dormant referral partnerships to active ones. So they're giving you lots of leads, lots of clients, making you very happy. My name's Alan Watmore. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a great day.